That silent wait, that person who loves you in silence, who never says the words, but their feelings are becoming too strong to hide. They love you, but they stay silent. And here is what nobody tells you. Silence isn't emptiness. Sometimes silence is the loudest thing in the room. Sometimes it's the sound of someone holding back a storm. You've noticed it. Admit it, you've noticed it. The way they look at you a second too long, the way they glance away the moment you glance back, the way their voice gets softer when they talk to you. Not because they're shy, but because they are terrified of what might come out if they speak all full volume. You felt something underneath every conversation, every text, every accidental brush of hands, like there is this hum beneath the surface. A frequency you can't quite turn into, but you know it's there. And you've probably told yourself you're imagining it, right? You've had that little voice in the back of your mind saying, if they really felt something, they would say it. They'd act on it. They wouldn't just stay quiet. But here is the thing that's so hard to accept. People don't always say what they feel. In fact, most of the time, the deepest feelings are the ones people hide the most carefully. Not because they don't matter, because they matter so much that saying them out loud feels like stepping off a cliff. Let me paint you a picture. Think of a specific moment. Maybe it's a Tuesday evening. You are both sitting in a car after grabbing coffee, or standing in a kitchen, or walking a quiet street. The conversation drifts into a lull, not an awkward one, just one of those pauses where nothing needs to be said. And in that pause, you catch them watching you, not staring, just looking. Like they are trying to memorize something, like they are trying to figure out how to say something that has no safe version. Then they think, they look away, they clear their throat and ask you something random. About your work, about the weather, about anything that isn't just what just happened. And you feel it, don't you? The tiny crack in the mirror, in the armor. That moment where they almost let you in, then pulled back so fast you wondered if you imagined it. If you imagined the whole thing. You didn't imagine it. That right there is the signature move of someone who loves you in silence. They are not playing games. They are not trying to be mysterious. They are genuinely, deeply afraid. Afraid of rejection, sure. But also afraid of what happens if you say, me too. Because then what? Then the silence breaks, then everything changes. And change, that change, even good change, is terrifying when you've spent years building walls that work. Here is what most people don't understand about silent love. I think you do. They think it's weak. They think if someone really loved you, they'd be loud about it. They'd show up with grand gestures and obvious signs. But real, quiet, soul-deep love, it doesn't perform. It doesn't need an audience. It lives in the margins, in the way they remember the tiny thing you mentioned once, 6 months ago. In the way they show up consistently, not because they have to, but because they choose to. In the way they listen differently than everyone else. Like they are not just hearing your words. They are hearing the person behind them. And that's exactly why feelings are becoming too strong to hide. Because love, like that, doesn't stay small forever. It grows, it expands, it starts leaking out through the cracks. Think of it like guiding star. My beloved star, the North Star that sailors use to cross endless oceans. You don't have to shout at the North Star. You don't need it to shout back. You just look up and it's there, steady, silent. And yet it's the single most reliable thing in the night sky. That's what this person is becoming for you. A quiet point of reference. Something your heart keeps finding in the dark, even when your mind says there is nothing there. You navigate by them without even admitting you are doing it. You make decisions, small ones, big ones, and somewhere underneath they are part of the calculation. That's the power of a star that never speaks. It doesn't have to. Its light goes all the talking. You've probably noticed the signs, the way they get slightly nervous around you now when they used to be completely calm, the way they stumble over words that used to come easy, the way they find excuses to be near you, but then act. It's no big deal. Oh, I was just getting water. Oh, I happened to be in the neighborhood. Oh, I thought you might like this thing I saw. The excuses get thinner. The tension gets thicker. And here is the part that really hurts. Yeah, really hurts. They hate themselves for not being able to say it. They lay awake at night, replaying every conversation, talking about what they could have said differently. They imagine telling you. They imagine you saying it back. And then they imagine the worst case scenario, you pulling away, things getting awkward, losing you entirely. And that fear slams the door shut again. So they stay silent, not because they don't care, because they care too much to risk messing it up. But something's shifting now. You can feel it, can't you? I think you can. The silence isn't comfortable anymore. It's tight. It's changed. Every unspoken word hangs in the air between you like a held breath. You walk into a room and every changes. The energy changes. You make eye contact and something passes between you that neither of you can name. It's not imagination. It's not wishful thinking. It's the pressure building. Think of it like this. You know when you are boiling water and right before it bubbles, everything goes still. The surface gets glassy. The sound changes. There where this connection is right now. It's pre-boil. It's the moment right before everything becomes visible. This person, this specific person, the one who loves you in silence, they are running out of room to hide. Their body is giving them away. Their eyes linger a friction of a second too long. Their hands shake slightly when they hand you something. Their voice drops to this lower, softer register that they only use with you. The mask is sleeping. And you are not blind. You've seen it. Maybe you've even started testing it, holding eye contact a little longer to see if they will break first. Mentioning something vulnerable to see if they open up. You're not doing it to be cruel. No. You are doing it because you need to know. You need to know if this thing you are feeling is real, or if you're just projecting your own wants onto someone who is just being nice. Here's the truth. You're not projecting. That feeling in your gut, the one that says there is something here, that's not anxiety, that's recognition. Recognition. You recognize a heart that's trying to love you from a distance because it doesn't know how to love you up close yet. And that's the hardest part, isn't it? Waiting, wondering, feeling this huge, unspoken thing take up more and more space in your life while you just stand there, unable to control it, confront it, because there is nothing to confront. Unable to let it go because it won't let go of you. Let me say something that might sting a little. They are not going to magically find the words one day. Not if nothing changes. The same fear that's kept them silent so far will keep them silent forever unless something breaks the pattern. And that something isn't pressure. It isn't confrontation. It isn't you demanding answers. That something is safety. People speak their truth when they feel safe enough to survive the answer. So the real question isn't why won't they just say it? The real question is what would make them feel like they can. Maybe it's you being a little softer in moments where you'd normally be guarded. Maybe it's you showing your own vulnerability first, not as a trick to get them to open up, but as a genuine offering. Maybe it's you simply naming the silence, like, hey, I feel like there is something between us that neither of us is saying, and I don't need you to have all the words. I just want you to know that whatever it is, I'm not running away. That kind of honesty is terrifying too. Yeah, it's terrifying because it puts you on the line. It makes you vulnerable to rejection or embarrassment. But here is what I've learned. Silence is its own kind of rejection. It's the slow erosion of something that could have been real. And at some point, you have to decide if you'd rather risk the fall or stay in the grave forever. This person, the one who loves you in silence, they are not trying to hurt you. They are not playing hard to get you. They are genuinely stuck. They've built their whole identity around being the steady one, the reliable one, the one who doesn't curse waves. And loving you, that would cause a tsunami. Not because you are difficult, but because what they feel for you doesn't fit into the life they've carefully arranged. Maybe they are in another relationship that's fine, but empty. Maybe they are scared of what their family would say. Maybe they've been hurt before, badly. And they promised themselves they'd never be that vulnerable again. Whatever the reason, it's real to them. And that reality is a cage. But cage start to feel unbearable when something inside you wakes up and you woke something up in them. You woke the way you see them, not the version they show the world, but the version underneath. That's addictive. That's the thing they didn't even know they were starving for. And now that they have tasted it, the silence isn't protection anymore. It's suffocation. Suffocation, yeah. You've probably noticed the hot and cold. One day they are warm, open, almost leaning in. The next day they are distant, short, almost formal. That's not confusion about you. That's the war inside them. The part that wants to run toward you. And the part that's terrified of what happens when they get there. And here is the thing about wars. Eventually, one side wins. The pressure keeps building. The silence becomes too heavy to carry. And one day, maybe when they least expect it, maybe when you least expect it, something's going to give. It might be small. A text at 2 a.m. that says, can't sleep and nothing else. A confession buried in a joke. A moment where you are both laughing and suddenly the laughter stops and they look at you. They look at you like they have never really seen you before. That's the crack. That's the beginning. Or maybe it's bigger. Maybe one day they'll just say it, clumsy and terrified and not all like their movies. And speaking of movies, by the way, there is a scene in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind that captures this perfectly. Joel and Clementine are in a bookstore. He's shy, quiet, painful inside his own head. She's open, chaotic, saying everything out loud. And in that moment, he doesn't declare anything. He doesn't grab her hand. He just stays. He listens. He watches her be herself. And you can feel his feelings getting too strong to hide. Not because he's doing anything dramatic, but because his silence starts to tremble. That's the moment. Not the kiss, not the confession. The moment right before. When the love is already there, fully formed, but hasn't found the door yet. That's exactly where this person is with you. My beautiful soul, with you. Standing in their own bookstore, heart pounding, pretending to read the spine of a book while every cell in their body is turned toward you. The question isn't whether they love you. They do. That's why you're here, listening this, feeling that knot in your chest. The question is, what happens after the silence breaks? Because here is the part nobody tells you. Getting the words out is only the beginning. After the confession comes the real work. You know that. Can you both handle the awkwardness of learning to be honest with each other? Can you forgive the lost time? Can you build something real out of all that unspoken tension? Or maybe, and this is hard to hear, maybe the silence existed for a reason. Maybe this person isn't ready to love anyone the way you deserve to be loved. I want that for you. You deserve to be loved. Maybe they need to fix what's broken in their own life before they can show up fully for you. And maybe your job isn't to wait. Your job is to see clearly, to recognize that someone can love you in silence and still not be able to love you well. That doesn't make their feelings fake. It just makes them incomplete. So what do you do with all of this? You sit with it. You stop trying to solve the puzzle. You stop replaying every interaction looking for clues. You stop wondering if they will finally say something today. Because here is the truth that sets you free. Their silence is not your responsibility. Remember that. Their fear is not yours to carry. You can honor what you feel without making it your mission to pull words out of someone who isn't ready to speak. And in the meantime, you live your life. You don't put everything on hold. You don't turn down other connections. No, you don't make yourself small waiting for someone to find their courage. You stay open. But you don't stay stuck. Because here is what this person's silent love has already given you. Whether they ever speak or not, it's shown you that what you are capable of feeling. It's reminded you that real connection doesn't need grand announcements to be real. It taught you that love lives in the margins, in the quiet moments, the held gazes, the things people do when they think you are not paying attention. And maybe most importantly, it's shown you that you're worth loving in a way that makes someone terrified. You're not easy to ignore. You're not forgettable. You are the person someone lies awake thinking about. You are their guiding star, my beloved star, the one they navigate by the dark even when they are too afraid to say your name out loud. That's not nothing, that's everything. So take a breath, feel what you feel, but don't let the silence define you. Let it inform you, let it remind you that you are sensitive enough to notice when something real is trying to happen. That's a gift, not a curse. And if one day they finally speak, you will know what to do. Not because you planned it, but because you will feel it. The same way you felt this whole thing from the beginning. Trust that. Trust yourself. I'm begging you, trust yourself. Because the person who loves you in silence, their feelings are becoming too strong to hide. That's not a maybe, that's a when. And when the silence finally breaks, you want to be standing in your own truth, not in the wreckage of waiting. You've got this. You always have. Love you.